howdy there. What's happening, Pardners and Pilgrims? I didn't see you there, but you found me in my library. Welcome to BigB's library. I am BigBS. In this show, what we do is I go through these old gaming guides and collectors books and art books that are here in this library. Some of these are very old, some of these are not so old, but I wanted to share them with you because they're awesome. I appreciate you stopping by. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and leave some comments. Oh, you wonder what I'm reading today? It is the Earthbound guide from the Super Nintendo game. It was packaged with the game back in the 90s. The Earthbound Super Nintendo JRPG game. Awesome game. Great guide. This is a rare guide. A lot of people are looking for one in good condition. They can go for a lot. So if you find one, hang on to it. But yeah, let me show you around the inside of it in case you can't find a copy of it. We'll take a look at it together here at BigB's library. Cheers. What is Hattenin, Pardners and Pilgrims? It is BigBS here, and welcome to the first episode of BigB's library, where I go through all the old strategy guides I have sitting in my bookshelf. I have quite a few, and I thought it would be a good idea to share it with my friends and fans out here. The first one is one of my favorite all-time games, Earthbound, aka Mother 2, for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This game is one of my favorites. It's a top-down Japanese-style RPG. This guide actually came with the game when you bought it. The entire box for the Super Nintendo game was big enough to house this guide, so it was a huge box. It stood out on the shelves when you walk by, and that's what caught my eye about it the first time I saw it at the video game rental. So I rented it, and this is actually a pretty hefty collector. I was looking at prices for it. It's going for about anywhere from about $70 to $500, maybe even more if it's in really good condition. But mine's not in such great condition, so I didn't bother selling it. A couple pages are loose, but I think there's actually one page missing. But let's look into it here. So this guide, it's a great resource for the fans of the RPG. Comprehensive guide will provide a detailed step-by-step walkthrough of the entire game, covering every area, battle, and boss. It includes maps and screenshots to help players navigate the world. So you can see right here, this has a breakdown of the controls, a few screenshots. What I really like about the guide is the physical looking characters that they made into claymation, kind of like they made physical models of them for these pictures, and then they use pictures of real areas in the world. So this RPG takes place in what's called 1998. It takes place in the 90s, so it's more of a modern RPG than your regular classic kind of fantasy medieval setting, which was a great appeal for me. It was something new and unique that hadn't been done before. So this just goes through starting the game, opening screen, saving your game, and then you can see the different towns. These are all different areas you go through the game. So it is a pretty long, large game for Super Nintendo days. So here are your heroes and friends, your hero and friends. This guide does a good job of offering in-depth information about the main character, Ness, and then the others, Paula, Jeff, and Pooh. You can see this is our hero here, Ness. You might recognize him from Smash Brothers. He's a playable character in there. Unlikely protector of the earth. Then we have Paula, possessor of psychic powers. So Ness is more of a physical combator. she's got the psychic powers. Jeff is a mechanical genius of the team, and then Pooh, mysterious prince from the east, a great fighter, but also some magic as well. Then we just kind of glance through the decisions, the chart of don't care entries. So when you have a choice to choose the name of your characters, and if you don't care, these are the lists of names that it will pick for you. You also go through, there's a little questionnaire at the beginning. This kind of goes through there. When you start a new game, name your character, you name your dog, you name your favorite food, and that becomes your magic, the name of your magic spell that you learn as Ness. The PSI steak is for me back then. Game screen command window. We'll just kind of browse through here. Goes through how to fight. Pretty simple, straightforward. You either choose bash, magic, goods, defend, auto fight, or run away. So this guide will also go through all the items, weapons, armor, key items available along with their locations and uses. Tons of tips and tricks for beating bosses or different strategies for getting through the game, hidden stuff in the game, cheats and secrets. And the visual layout is very nice. It's like a travel guide. You can see right here, Earthbound travel guide. So it kind of like, imagine you're going, they're trying to get you to visit these areas, and this kind of just goes through. And now this is a really great game, really cool story. So Earthbound follows the adventures of Ness, as we've seen. He's a 13-year-old boy who embarks on a journey to save the world from an alien enemy known as Gygus. You can see here, the story begins when a meteorite crashes near Ness's home in the fictional country of Eagle Land. Investigating the crash, Ness encounters a small alien named Buzz who warns him of the impending threat posed by Gygus. That Gygus is the alien that's taking over. Buzz happens to actually be a bee. He's somebody that has traveled from the future back to the past to warn of, to find the one that's concerned, but for some reason he takes the form bee and ends up getting squashed very early in the game by your friend's mother when you go take him back home. And so the story kind of starts from there, and then I'm not really sure, I've never known, is it Onette or Onette? And you'll notice that with these towns, it's one, and then the next one will be Tucson, and then Threed, 4. They're all 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's almost like a level layout. And then here you go. You got some of the items. These are items you can actually equip in the game. There's the prices. Here's the map of the first town. Actually has an arcade in it. There's Frank. He's the leader of the Sharks gang. A few other enemies there. Starman Jr. You'll find more of those later in the so then you go through the game here, clearing out the crooked cops and the rowdy mice. And then after you beat Frank, he's your first boss right here, Frank. After you beat him, then you move on to Tucson. Missing girl rescued cult, so you end up rescuing her from the blue cult. They like to paint everything blue. Your hoods are awfully close to the clan, honestly, but you'll see within this game there are a ton of references, and that was one. They never remade it because they thought they would probably run into some legal issues with all that. You can see the Blues Brothers here. I don't know if this is supposed to be Carlos Santana, but there's a lot of pop culture references, so they never re-released it for a long time. They recently did, last couple years on the Switch online games. Tucson map, travel steps, and you can see the aesthetic of this. Like I said, I love the layout of it, the travel guide theme, and the actual physical clay kind of models of some of the enemies that they put in here. The Runaway 5, that's your Blues Brothers guys. So as the game progresses, Ness is tasked with collecting melodies from 8 sanctuaries scattered across the world. Along the way, he's joined by the 3 friends you've seen: Paula with the psychic abilities, Jeff the inventor, and Pooh, a martial art prince. Together they face various enemies, including bizarre creatures, corrupted human, uncovering the secrets behind the Gygus invasion. You can see Carpenter, he's the leader of the blue cult there. There's the happiest, as you can see, kind of what I was referring. Then you got the Mondo Mole, the mighty bear. I remember being very tough. So when you're in Tucson, you end up, your shining spot in this town is actually in this cave here. Pretty tough area, I remember. Zombies stuck on Threed. So now we're moving on to Threed, and it's like a circus town. It's very dark and eerie. There's zombies and graveyards. But this game is mostly known for its quirky humor, the modern setting, and a unique battle system, which sets it apart from other RPGs of the time. There's the Threed map. The journey takes the group through diverse locations, from small towns to mysterious caves, culminating in a final showdown with Gygus to save the future from eternal darkness. Now we're moving into Winters. So this one kind of skips the number pattern here. We get into Winters. This is where we see the Loch Ness Monster. Looks like somebody took some pen to my page here. Maybe one of my kids. There too. Maybe it was me as a kid. I don't know. I've had this for a long time. So then we get into the caves again, the Shroom. There's Loch Ness there. Nessie. Which is kind of funny because the main character is called Ness. And the reason he's called Ness, because it's NES, Nintendo Entertainment Center system. Nessie is just called Nessie because of the Loch Ness Monster. Here are some more of the enemies you'll experience in Threed. Handsome Tom, Trick or Treat Kid, Smelly Ghost. And then as we keep moving, we go into the Saturn Valley Village. This place is full of little kind of gnome, weird looking creatures here with short legs and big nose. Very friendly, very fun area. Then we go to Belch Base. I remember this. Master Belch. Pile of puke. And this is what I'm saying. The game, and there's Slimy Little Pig. The game has a lot of creative characters. Just a lot of creativity in all aspects. The music, that's one thing you can't experience with this guide. If you've never played it, you got to play it. But something that the guide won't show you is the music in this game is exceptional, especially for the time. It's all, 8-bit kind of stuff, but man, it really jams. You know what I mean? We got the Milky Well Hole. That's our next spot. And then we move on to the Dusty Dunes Desert. Suntan Tour. Got a lumberjack or something here. A little casino, it looks like. Desert traffic. So here we go into the Last Chance drugstore. You got the prices. Here's the map for the desert area. Always sweating, hot in there. And then, so every once in a while you get a cameraman that pops up, right? Maybe this is it. No. Every once in a while you'll get a cameraman that just kind of takes pictures. He pops up out of nowhere in certain locations in one each town, and he'll take your picture, and then at the end of the game when you beat it, kind of does like a slideshow of all those pictures to kind of reminisce on the story, which is very nice. Now we're on to Fourside. We finally moved on to this is kind of like a New York area looking, but Eagle Land, as I've grown older, I've realized is kind of a reference to England, I'm guessing, because there is a Stonehenge in Earthbound. So I'm guessing this is Eagle Land is actually England. So here's the map of the Fourside City. You got some big skyscrapers, some hippies over here trying to fight you, crazed hippies. Go back into another mine here, another cave, desert gold mine, another mole to fight. Those guys are real tough. The slash move is high power. Crested Buka, cute little bow. And as you adventure through, you level up, you gain new powers, you upgrade your weapons as you do in most RPGs. Looks like we got a little stain spill there. But you can see, okay, now we're at Moonside, which is like this Fourside, but like on the dark side of it. And you have to beat this statue of Mani Mani to turn things back to normal. A lot of these bosses are really cool, really tough. The fights While don't really translate well today, they're turn-based and a little slow at times. A lot of text to read, but it is a very fun game, regardless. Um, like I said, one of my favorites of all time. You see the enemies, the creativity of it. Now, when I had the copy of this game, but I ended up selling it for about $100 once they released it onto the Switch because I didn't need the cartridge anymore. I kept the guide. So here we've got, now we're going to the Summers Beach Port. You can see the beach resort map here. We've got the hotel ads, museum ads. This is still just very tour guidey. Now we're going to move into Dalam, and this is where you find, you're getting out into the Far East, you find our friend here, Pooh, the martial arts prince, and he's up in the shrine up on the mountain in the clouds there. So very cool game, very good soundtrack, very nice design of everything. There's the Kraken, Tengu, lots of cool different enemies to fight. Thunder and Storm, Kiss of Death, very unique, things you don't see very often. And this game just has a very cool, quirky feel, vibe, and attitude to it. It's fun, it's lighthearted, but it's also got a great story, and it's serious when it needs to. One thing I do like about it is you're with your mom and your dad through the whole game, but he calls you. You can call him when there's no cell phones yet, so it's all, but he'll deposit bank account every time, it's just kind of a funny, ironic thing that to include in the story there. We got the Guardian Hieroglyph, Guardian General. Now we're out into kind of like Egyptian stuff. So this goes all across the world. We got England, Asia, Egypt, just everything in between, New York. So here's Scaraba. This is our desert area, and there's the Scaraba map. Region is divided into 2 continents, north and south. You can see by the river here, maybe. Then you got all the, this tells you all the items you can buy at the stores. All these ads are real items you can buy, and the prices are legit there. We continue on through Scaraba. We got the Demonic Petunia, Hard Crocodile, Pitbull Slug, travel tips. And then we go into another dungeon here, another cave. Let's see, we got Manly Fish's brother, big pile of puke, that must be Belchmaster's brother. The big brown barf is ever so offensive. One whiff, a Lordorious you cry, and when you fight. Hostile Elder Oak. Okay, now we kind of move into Helicopter Pilot Feared Lost in the Darkness of Deep Jungle. Prince Pooh to display special weapon. So now we're going into the jungle exploration guide, Deep Darkness. Some more like jungle and swampy area. I remember this area and I did not like it very much. Just gave me a lot of trouble there. Then we're going to Village, Master Barf again, Whirling Robo. Now we're getting into some higher end enemies here. HP 1300, 600. And we're getting close. Now we're in the Stonehenge base from Stonehenge. Let's see, was that Stonehenge on the back here? Yep, there's Stonehenge here. And as we continue on, we're getting closer and closer to the end here. Now we're back to Starman Super, one of the guy we fought at the very beginning that the bee helps us kill. Electro Spectre fought, but now we're strong enough to fight Starman on our own. We're going through the hall, Lost Underworld News. Now we're back to we're over here to the Lost Underworld Dinosaur Identification and Travel Guide. This is a large area to explore, little village, dinosaur area, kind of exploring there. We got the Wetnosaur, we got Ego Orb. So now we're moving down into Fire Spring, going further down into the depths. And then we're finding all of our melodies. Once we get all the 8 melodies, then we'll have the power to defeat Gygas and stop the invasion. Diamond Dog looks really cool. Here's the Magicant, however you say it. But that's Another cave area to explore, and then here we are. We're getting closer. We got the Mani Mani again. Ness's Nightmare, it's called it now. Sea of Eden. So it all starts getting very trippy and magical in your head. Saturn Valley. We're back to Saturn Valley with the gnome kind of guys. There is some time travel here. And as you see, we're getting down to the final page. This guide is a great guide. It's a great thing. Awesome that it was packaged with the game. I wish I had the box to show you that it came in, because it's a Super Nintendo game box, but as big as this guide. So then the final Starman here. And I'm wondering, did I lose the page with Gygus on it? Oh no, wait, this is Gygus right here. I'm blind. Gygus. So this is Gygus. This kind of reminds me of something from Alien or H.H. Geiger. Maybe that's why it's called Gygus, because it's a very, very Geiger-esque kind of enemy. And this is a cool fight. It's difficult, but then you bring all your powers together of friendship, and everybody, the power of positivity overcomes and defeats the alien. Alien invasion thwarted by teen heroes. A letter from the future. So Earthbound at a glance. Here's all the scale of all the weapons and their stats, protection item, which is pretty much your armor. Then your goods, all your items to help you heal or whatnot. Food, condiments, medicine, and then your magic lists here. PSI special, that's the one you name based off of your favorite food. Then you got fire, freeze. What else? Thunder, flash, starstorm, life up, heal, magnet, shields. So you got the defensive, recoveries, and offensives. And then your warnings, of course. And then on the very back here, we've got the synopsis here. Great pizza, new friends, daily newspaper, and megalomaniac. Welcome to Onett, the first station or destination on your itinerary and site of an authentic meteor crash. You'll find the people of Onett are most obliging and keen to show you a good time, unless, of course, you run into someone or something that has been taken over by an evil interstellar dweller who hitched a ride into town on the aforementioned meteorite. This alien, however, will undoubtedly add to your journey by giving you the personal reward of saving the planet Earth while enjoying the ultimate vacation. With the Earthbound Player's Guide in hand, you'll have all the information you need to ensure an exhilarating, exciting, and memorable visit to many fascinating places. Savor the sophisticated amenities of city life in Forside, including the fabulous Dinosaur Museum and Grand Department Store. Capture the spirit of adventure in Dusty Dunes Desert, where you'll meet a real-time old-time gold miner. Drop into the town of Winters and Lake Tess for a chance to see the famed sea serpent Tessie. Oh, it's Tessie, not Nessie. Okay, because it's from Tess. All right. Follow in the footsteps of history through Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids. Meet some real strangers in Saturn Valley. Then hit the beach in the beautiful resort town of Summers. Throughout your journey, keep the player's guide handy at all times so you'll know what to see, the best places to eat, whom to meet, what to look for, and what to watch out for, like zombies, Kid Dyson kitchen implements, dinosaurs, bugs, and other undesirables. This comprehensive reference with everything from maps to items to monsters will ensure an incredibly exciting and stimulating trip, plus the worthy and humanitarian experience of saving the Earth from the outrageous space invader Gygus. Fun, adventure, and philanthropy. Now who could ask for anything more? All right, my friends, we have come to the end of the Earthbound Guide. This has been the first episode of Bryce Lee's library, BigB's library. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to follow or like and subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me what guides you'd like to see next. Next up is Morrowind. I've already had a request for that. I'm going to make a short for that, and in that we'll leave the comments open so people can tell me what they want to see next. I appreciate you guys stopping by, but like I said, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment, like the video. BigBS out. Thank you guys. All right, guys. Well, that's my episode for today, my Earthbound guide. I've had this for a very long time on the bookshelf. If you like what you see, go ahead and leave a like and a subscription to the channel. We're trying to grow here. And leave something in the comments. Tell me what books you'd like to see next. Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. But if you're wondering, check out the shorts and you'll see a glimpse of my library there, and you can kind of glance over and see what I've got. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today in my library. We're going to do episodes every Monday, so we'll see you again next week. Same time, same place on the BigBS channel. Thanks a lot.